Item number 13 is now matters for consideration. And the first item here on the list is overnight emergency warming center update. And I believe that Councillor Timmins, you pulled this. Councillor?
Thank you, Your Worship. I do want to congratulate the Chief on making this initiative a reality. I did some research about One Community Services and discovered that they're a very compassionate organization trained to support the homeless community. I'm very grateful to the county and especially Faith Missionary Church for hosting the Warming Center. This is all good news all around. Since the winter of 2023, it's my understanding that we've only had 2 individuals who utilized the temporary center that we had created overnight. And last year being milder, I dare say we did experience temperatures lower than -10, but we weren't prepared to shelter people at that temperature. My concern is this: as the homeless community becomes more open and aware of the center, do we have more, and we have more than 10 individuals show up, will we be able to support and handle that? Because I know we have only 10 beds available. A second concern of mine is that I'm wondering about who calls it. I think from the report, Chief, it appears that the Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit makes the call for the center to open. I was wondering if that is the case. And in your report under 3.11, transportation, you mentioned that individuals and families will have access to free transit to the center. Do we think that we have families that include children living outdoors? And also, I think this is going to be very, very important to communicate that transportation is free on the days that the warming center is open for people. So those were the things that were going through my mind when I was reading the report. I wonder if you care to elaborate, Chief?
Thank you very much, Councillor DeLeo. I'll look to Chief Williams. Chief?
Thank you, Your Worship, and through you to the Councillor. Yeah, thank you for taking the time to read the report. It is an important initiative. It does currently have a capacity of 10 beds and activates at a temperature threshold of -10. What I can share with you is that as of today, it is planned to continually operate until January 22nd, at which time the temperatures will be reevaluated. And the community members can find out more information about this center by contacting 211, contacting the church themselves, or they can check the status of all Simcoe County warming stations by visiting simcoe.ca/winter warming. In the event that we do reach capacity at this site, then individuals who showed up would be referred to other available resources. So there are other winter warming operations that are now open in Barrie, Radford, and Orillia, as well as I believe Midland. So we would be looking to refer those individuals to those locations where there might be capacity. And I also want to emphasize that this new program is in addition to the current shelter system that operates 365 days a year on Beechwood Road and is operated by this the Busby Center. So in essence, I think we've done a great job. We've doubled the capacity of available beds once it hits -10, but certainly this is something we're going to have to continually monitor and make a determination into the future whether 10 beds is enough or if there's an alternate strategy that is required. I'll come back to your second question because I don't quite remember what it was, but your third question was in regards to transportation. So yeah, the goal is to take away barriers for individuals that don't have the funds or the ability to get to the warming centers on their own accord. So what we have done is there are bus passes available by the service operator at the warming center, and when someone arrives at the warming center, they will be given 2 bus passes, one to get home and then one to return home the next time. So our overall goal is to make sure everybody can get there as easily as possible. And to your question regarding children, I believe that there are throughout Simcoe County families that are living rough outdoors. I have not come across any myself in Wasaga Beach, but that is certainly a reality of the situation. So we would be doing everything we can to accommodate their needs within the warming shelter to make sure that everyone remains safe. And your second question, I apologize, but I've lost it.
Go ahead, Councillor.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, my second question was, is it Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit that makes the call for when the center is open?
Thank you, Councillor Timms, and through the Mayor. So in this case, because this is a county-funded initiative, what occurs is Simcoe County recommends to their service providers that the warming centers be opened up, which occurs at the -10 threshold, including wind chill, or whenever a significant winter weather event is expected. At that point, it is up to the service provider as well as the church to confirm their availability to open up overnight, which we would anticipate through the agreement will happen on a regular basis. And then the announcement is made on the county's website that it's now opened up. So the only time we're going to be using the Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit notification protocol is for our daytime warming centers, which will continue to occur at the Recplex and as well at our new arena and library. We will utilize those thresholds in order to open up our spaces so that during the daytime people can have a safe, clean area to visit, and then in the evenings they would be referred back to the other overnight services.
And I would note that this is the same type of process that is used in all warming centers basically across the county that appears to be working quite well. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But anything further, Councillor Timms? Okay.
No, thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Councillor DeLeo?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Mayor. Fire Chief Williams, I have a couple questions for you. First off, the transportation. Are dogs and cats allowed to go on the bus for transport? So that would be one. And then, are the dogs and cats allowed in the warming center? And then, are they allowed during the day at the Recplex in the warming centers as well, people that have pets? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor DeLeo, and through the chair. So I would actually refer to General Manager Lalonde regarding whether or not animals are permitted on public transportation. I would imagine if they're a service animal, they absolutely are, but I don't know the circumstance around the rest. Regarding the ability to house the animals in the warming center, that's an ongoing question. I have posed it to the church, the county, and our service provider, and have been told that it is ongoing discussions. There are some warming centers that do allow animals, and they are willing to look at the available options. However, as you can imagine, that does create some complexity within the center itself, and they want to make sure if they're going to permit it that it's done properly, and it would be done on a case-by-case basis for the safety of all the participants. And I'm sorry, your final question?
No, that was it. For the Recplex, okay. If they're allowed on the bus, and if they're allowed in the warming centers.
Yeah, so at our other public facilities, service animals are always welcome, and my understanding is that other animals are welcome into the space, provided that they're well behaved and not becoming a disruption to staff, patrons, or the facility itself.
That's great. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councillor DeLeo. Any other questions or comments?
Sorry, Your Worship. I was just going to ask General Manager Lalonde to comment on the public transportation piece with animals.
Okay. General Manager Lalonde?
Thank you, Chief. Through you, Mr. Mayor. Currently, the transit system only allows service animals on board, so should there be a decision to allow animals at these centers, then that's something that we would have to take into consideration and provide direction to our operator accordingly.